get ready with me for bed while I talk about my CCR questions based on my film, Did You Lose This? The first question I want to go over is, how does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text? Before I go off and shower, I wanted to first state the themes that engage my audiences, which is mystery, excitement, and suspense. At the very beginning of our film, it opens with a very dark forest and a memorial by train tracks. This immediately creates questions in the audience's mind, like what is happening, why are these characters there, and why is the necklace so important? That suspense and unknowing is what keeps a viewer entertained and wanting to keep watching. Okay, I just got back from my shower. I'm gonna start off with my hair. My team and I use a strong contrast between the settings to keep audiences wondering where the story's gonna go. The transition from the quiet forest to the fun and energetic beach scenes create a sense of unease. Even though the beach looks happy and normal, the audience already knows that something is wrong, as they had seen in the flash forward. This creates and establishes tension. This is a technique typically found at the beginning of thriller and horror genres in order to make the audiences feel uncomfortable without showing anything outright. The film also entices readers to continue watching through the repeated accentuation of this mysterious necklace. It is a symbolic object that connects scenes and characters. When the same question, did you lose this, gets repeated again, it highlights an intentional pattern. This reinforces the feelings of uncertainty and helps the audience make their own theories, which makes watching the film an experience itself. The use of camera techniques like close-ups and handheld footage can invite the audiences to pay attention to the movie. For example, the handheld footage at the beach feels realistic and relatable. As a young woman myself, I can understand how this may appeal to young teenage audiences. It can create a sense of normalcy because it is what we see constantly. While watching and scrolling through social media, a lot of us see videos like vlogging, which is exactly what they see in our film. This makes the characters feel more authentic, and it helps the audience connect to them more. I would promote it as a short film, and I would have it be released on platforms like YouTube and also promote it at film festivals. Since it has such a mysterious storyline, it could be promoted through platforms like TikTok, Instagram. I would use shorter clips, and I would focus more on insert shots of the necklace. Our target audience would be teenagers and young adults who are interested in mystery and adventure genres. Now it's time to do skincare. While doing my skincare, I'll be answering the next question. How did your production skills develop throughout this project? Throughout this project, my production skills developed significantly, especially in terms of storytelling, camera work, and planning. At the beginning, I focused more on researching about genres and learning about camera shots. But as I assisted in developing the script, I started to realize how important it was to understand structure and pacing. For example, I learned how to build tension by placing important moments at specific points in the story, rather than all at once, just like the repeated reveals of the necklace. My camera skills also improved immensely. I became more intentional with the types of shots that were being used. An example of this would be the tracking shots, which were used to create movement. My team and I also experimented with different styles of camera work. Handheld footage during the car and beach scenes, which added a feel of realism. It showed me how different camera movements and work can completely change the mood and tone of a scene. I also improved in my visual storytelling techniques. Instead of relying on mostly dialogue, I used visual elements like the necklace and the setting to give context. For example, the memorial at the train tracks visually represent that something bad may have happened without verbally saying it. Another important skill that I learned in the pre-production, production, and post-production aspects of my film was continuity and symbolism. Making sure that the necklace appears continuously in the film helped me understand how props can be used to connect the storyline and highlight the themes of the film. This project made me move from being a casual movie watcher to thinking like a filmmaker. I find myself considering how every shot, object, and transition affects the audience while watching a film. Thank you for coming along with me while I talked about my CCR questions for my film, Did You Lose This?